What should practice look like? This I'm going to repeat a little bit, but let's make it to detail. So practice should happen when, how we were saying, students are not overtired, hungry, or distracted by TV, the phone, another younger sibling, the dog, and it's hard to make that space. But even if it's for a short time, that is essential because they need a very, very focused time to be able to achieve things. If you see that that's not possible in your current situation, maybe you might consider placing the piano in another spot or organizing your schedule so that student can have their time to practice. I always have ideas for parents that are struggling with that, and I would love to help if that's the case. When they get to practice, make sure that they can access musical on a tablet or on an iPad or a laptop, ideally, because they're going to watch videos. So if they do it on a phone, it's very tiny, very small. Accessing musical is important because that's the way that the lesson gets extended into the practice. Many times we learn something by rote, meaning by imitation, but then they won't remember exactly how it was until the next time. So they'll have to watch that video again. Many times are doing something that requires hands separately, but they have the other hand recorded there that we did at the lesson or that it was pre-recorded, so they can play along and they have that sense of duet or trio or whatever it is that we're working on. So musical is really a useful tool for them to have a very similar experience to the lesson and to be able to improve on their skills. For a group particularly, it's very important. Mindful practice is much more effective and rewarding than by mindless repetition. We don't do things 10 times just because if we don't do it correctly, we are learning the wrong thing and reinforcing the wrong thing. So students should remember their goals at the beginning of the practice session and plan what they want to accomplish. That's going to be very specified on their musical account, but even if they're not clear, they can text the teacher and ask, what should I do in this part or not? If they do it within 2 or 3 days of the lesson, they will likely remember everything that we did, and it's going to be much easier. Improvising, exploring, and listening is practice too, as I was mentioning. And any way that they can relate with the material is a positive experience. So sometimes if they have a play date and they don't have time to practice that day, they might want to share their favorite song with their playmate, right? And that can be a joyful experience for them. Or maybe teach their favorite song to their friend, if it's, something that they can learn by imitation, or, all those things are very helpful. And those experiences sometimes even boost their learning more than just following instructions over a week, a period. Improvising is something that sometimes we are a little bit hesitant to allow the kids to, because it can be noisy, it can be structureless, but slowly we can give orientation to that. If you see that your child is not having any orientation when they improvise, and by improvising I mean just playing anything, we can guide that. Anything that is happening at the practice session that you don't know really what's going on, you're welcome to ask and let us not know, because sometimes we don't know what the practice is like, and we can help redirect or even give more tools to enhance that improvisation activity.